Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Truth Be Told with the Common Sense Approach. Here we cover top stories and break them down on a common sense level. We play devil's advocate and we might hurt some feelings in the process. On this episode, we're talking about Tory Lanez and how he was just sentenced to serving a decade of jail time and facing deportation. What is going on? Sit tight and you'll know firsthand. So it looks like on August 8th, Tory was sentenced to 10 years in prison without the possibility of parole for his 2022 conviction of shooting superstar Megan Thee Stallion. So we're not going to sit here and act as if Meg did not sleep with her friend's man, then get jealous when this man wanted to dip his chocolate stick into a Kardashian, caused a whole scene in that woman's house, and then acted up in public all out of jealousy. Many say Meg is not getting the support she needs because she is a black woman, but I truly believe she's not getting the full support of the people because she lied multiple times before and after his arrest. And then she caused this whole situation. Was Tory wrong for shooting Megan Thee Stallion? Abso-freaking-lutely. But did she put herself in this situation? Abso-freaking-lutely. Did she ask for this to happen to her? Hell no. But this is what we mean when we say be careful how you're moving out here in these streets. And they both were moving reckless out here in these streets. This is the exact scenario. We're lucky Meg is alive. But it was her playing with her own life. And the same can be said for Tory. He chose to be sleeping around with two best friends. He chose to then try and mess with another woman in front of those two best friends. What did he really expect to happen? He's not innocent in this at all. Tory and Meg, they can both be wrong at the same time. Yes, Tory deserves his sentence. And yes, Meg caused this whole situation. But I digress. So it's looking like, I believe it was Iggy Azalea, and I believe Neo, and then Tory Lanez's baby mother. They all wrote a letter to the judge for Tory, basically just asking for like a lighter sentence for him. What we're going to do here today, what we're going to get into right now, we're going to get into Iggy Azalea's letter because, baby, Iggy was not playing around with Tory's life on this day, okay? She was name dropping and everything to get her boo off. I'll be stopping at certain points and further explaining the BS you hearing. And I'll be explaining why it's BS, okay? And why you hearing it, okay? Let's go. So, Iggy wrote to the judge. And it starts off like, Dear Honorable Judge Hereford, I'm writing to you in regards to a case in your court, the people of the state of California versus Daystar Peterson. So let me stop right there. The people of the state of California versus Daystar Peterson. So this case is not Megan Thee Stallion versus Tory Lanez, okay? Let's be very clear that Meg did not call the cops on Tory. There's essentially nothing we could have done for Tory. The police wanted this high-profile case because a shooting happened, and they got it. Meg only followed suit because she had to. Let's not forget, Meg even tried to cover up and lie for Tory when this first came out. So it's not a thing where Meg is a snitch. Nah. I truly believe if Tory had shut his mouth and not went on the internet, online, and talk all of this mess, I truly believe Meg would have continued to act as if she didn't have a clue of what happened, okay? So this was the people of state of California versus Daystar Peterson. Not Meg versus Daystar Peterson. The letter continues. My name is Iggy Azalea, and I've been a successful musician for the last decade. I've sold over 65 million records throughout my career, had #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, and broken records previously held by the Beatles. My music has been nominated for 6 Grammys, and I have a multitude of other musical awards throughout my career. Okay, multitude of other musical awards. So she starts off by basically stating who she is and her accomplishments, okay? So just initially, what you trying to pay me? You trying to pay me to give him a lighter sentence? Because you telling me all your accomplishments, how successful you are. So, okay, your success. Okay, let's continue. Throughout my career, I've toured with some of the biggest acts in music. From Beyonce to Pitbull. I've also collaborated with everyone from Britney Spears to Jennifer Lopez. In short, like yourself, I'm great at what I do, and I'm well respected by my peers. This is my thing. I don't know if she got permission from Beyonce and Pitbull and Britney Spears and Jennifer Lopez. I hope she did. But how are you name dropping people who have children, people who might not be okay with domestic violence, people that might not be okay with a man shooting a woman, whether it was an accident or not? Because I truly don't believe he pointed a gun at her and wanted to kill her and harm her. I believe he was being funny, like dance bitch, and shoot at the ground, and one of them just so happened to hit her foot. Okay, and I believe that's what happened. Okay, he was being funny and he felt some type of way, and he started shooting a gun. He didn't truly mean for it to shoot her, because had he meant for that, it wouldn't have hit her foot. Clearly, he was pointing down. It would have hit her in her upper body somewhere. Let's be. Come on, common sense. Okay, but anyways, she's name dropping people. And then to name drop Beyonce of all people, like the queen. You're name dropping the queen who has 2 daughters? OMG. But let's continue. She says, in short, like yourself, I'm great at what I do, and I'm well respected by my peers. Great manipulation. I love it. Great. She did not just say she's good at what she does, but she even put the judge up in it so he could feel good. She stroked his ego. In short, like yourself, judge, I'm great at what I do, like you're great at what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm well respected by my peers, like you well respected by your peers. It was kind of trying to like a play on we're on the same side. Okay, let me continue. Becoming successful is incredibly hard to do, and maintaining success is even harder. The music industry is not designed to empower artists, especially not women. You learn to expect misogyny at every turn, no matter how much you've personally achieved. Sadly, I've spent my entire career battling sexism and bad behavior behind the curtains. So, this paragraph talks about how the music industry is not nice to females, which I don't understand why she put this in here. But, she's actually going to explain why she put this in here. But I'm saying she shouldn't have put this in here because this is a case where a man shot a woman. A man shot a woman. Okay? And you're sitting here telling the judge the music industry is not designed to empower artists, especially women. This is a woman artist. Anyways, she goes on to say, one unfortunate consequence of that is I am a victim of abuse myself. I must make notes of the things I've suffered through so that you understand definitively. I will not write to you on behalf of an abuser. This is my thing. He shot a woman. No matter which way you look at it, accident or not. He was being funny when he did it. So he did it. Like, he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did it. It was like he was taunting her. Dance, bitch, dance. Pop, 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 pop. To a woman. That's abuse. Like, that's abuse. And even, let's say, even if he did not shoot her in the foot, right? Say he was like, dance, bitch, dance. Pop, 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 and nothing hit her. That's still a mental and emotional abuse. That's still mental abuse. To scare a woman into submission. That's abuse, no matter which way you look at it. Let me continue. In fact, it's the very reason I felt it imperative I share my viewpoint as a woman in music. In regards to Daystar Peterson. You are presiding over his case, and it would mean a great deal to me if you'd please let me share with you why Tory Lanez is far from your average entitled rap star. I believe in justice, and I know you do too. You've dedicated your life's work to it, and I respect that deeply. That's why I'm taking my time to do this, because I know the person you are understands. In order to truly conclude what a fair sentence is, you need better understanding of who the person you're sentencing is at the core. Judge Hereford, I was elated when I saw your name in relation to this trial because you have a reputation of being a very fair judge. In fact, it's one of the reasons I was saddened Daystar had subpar legal counsel and did not take the stand at his own trial. We've all been frozen in fear before. The unfortunate side effect of his choice is he's been painted in the most unrecognizable way to you, in jury, and the public. Daystar Peterson is not the pest you've heard about Daystar Peterson is not the pest you've heard about. He's actually a gardener. He helps others bloom. Any leniency you may afford him would be something you could be proud of. Baby, I swear, if you's a dumb mother sucker, she would have got you. She would have got you. Because the way she words things and how she manipulates it, how she presents herself as to we're on the same side, is just crazy to me. Any leniency you may afford him would be something you could be proud of. She's literally telling the judge, you're going to be proud of giving him a lighter sentence for what he did. Whew. I want to know if she wrote this or if her team wrote this. That's what I want to know. Because it's great. It's a great letter. You see, Daystar has been helping me from the moment I met him. Our paths crossed in 2018 while working in the same recording studio. Although he was writing music for another artist, he took the initiative to come to my room in his break time and play song ideas he's written for me too. This resonated with me because it's highly unusual for someone who's already very successful to want to help others. Stop it, Iggy. It is not highly unusual. Men in the industry always want to be what's up with the new up-and-coming artist, boo. You was the new up-and-coming artist who just so happened to be Caucasian. And sadly, a lot of men think it's easier to get in bed with a Caucasian because they look at y'all as stupid and weak. And nigga hungry, let's be clear. Excuse my language, but let's be very clear. Anyways, let me continue. Music is competitive in that way. We've remained friends since, and what I've come to understand about Daystar is he's genuinely passionate about helping others. He will go out of his way to help someone he sees even a glimmer of greatness inside. Although he's an incredible songwriter, it's my belief that is his true gift. Seeing what could be and becoming the driving force to make it happen. He battled and overcame some incredible odds in his pathway to success. In many ways, he's still battling now. I think that's one of the reasons he always fights hard to elevate others. One of my favorite examples of this is the story of how he came to hire his personal assistant, Mario. Daystar was stopped at a red light with his window down when a guy in his early 20s yelled from the sidewalk, "I'm chasing a dream too, and I'll do anything to work with you. I'm working for Postmates. Please let me give you my resume." Shockingly, Daystar took his number, called the next day, and interviewed him for a job. He wasn't in need for another employee. Still, he created an internship and later a full-time job for Mario. I've seen him silently help people empower themselves in this way, time and time again. He creates space for others to be great. I deeply appreciate the person he is and have never witnessed him lose his temper or raise his voice at a woman. Just because you have not witnessed it does not mean it has not happened. Many other people have. He's always been incredibly respectful of me, and I refuse to believe that he would do anything in malice, especially to a woman. So this is a white woman saying that she does not believe the black woman when the black woman speaks out about a man shooting her. This is what Iggy is saying. She does not believe that he could have possibly hurt Megan Thee Stallion. The same man that sat there and slept with Megan Thee Stallion's friend, then slept with her, and then tried to sleep with another woman right in front of those two. That man with the high ego and pride could not possibly say, dance, bitch, dance, while shooting at the ground to where one of the bullets ricocheted and hit Megan Thee Stallion. He couldn't have possibly have done that. That's not in his character. Okay. I've witnessed him diffuse so many sticky situations with kindness and humor. He is the last person to lose his cool. I've never encountered his jealous, rage-filled, this jealous, rage-filled person he's accused of being. See, right there, I'm gonna stop. He's not accused of being a jealous, rage-filled person. I don't think that's why he was shooting in the first place. His feelings was hurt and he had got called out. They did not say that he was jealous. Who was he jealous of? He was the one man sleeping with two women and about to sleep with a third. There was nothing for him to be jealous of. He's not accused of being jealous. He's accused of being an a-hole. A sore loser because she was talking about his music and hurt ego and pride, literally, because he was called out. I know him to be someone who's always bursting with happiness. In the moments you want to cry, if you call Daystar, he will find a way to make you laugh. I've witnessed him... Okay, next one. Since Daystar remains in jail, many of his employees are left without work. I took it upon myself to hire 6 of his staff members full-time. I did this not only because they are great, hardworking people, but so that they remain in position to transition back into running his business when he's completed his sentence. I'm doing all I can to make sure he's in a position to come home and get back to work. I hope that you'll consider a sentence that allows for this to be transformational and not life-destroying, not only for Daystar, but for his family, son, the countless others who depend on him and are committed to helping him reach his full potential. If Daystar is able to remain in the United States after he has served his time, I would employ him without hesitation as an executive producer on my next album. In fact, I already hired him for the job prior to his conviction. First of all, bitch, how do you say one sentence after the next? I would employ him without hesitation as an executive producer on my next album. In fact, I already hired him for the job prior to his conviction. She must have wrote this because if her people wrote this shit, did she just say, I would employ him, and then the next sentence say, I did already employ him? Okay, and let me finish. I guarantee to you he has significant income and work awaiting him upon release if you would kindly consider a sentence that does not require deportation. I have remained in close contact with him during his incarceration, and I am confident he has already gained positive insight in regard to this experience. He leads a prayer circle nightly and is already empowering others during his time in jail. In fact, when we spoke last week, told me he's glad God put him in jail. He said this is an opportunity to humble himself and soften his heart. Ironic to hear one of the kindest people I know strives to become even kinder. I'm not shocked. It's who he is. Watering and shining light on others until something beautiful goes. This is my thing. Is he really a kind person? Is he really a good person? There's so many stories about him doing some bitch, excuse my language, B-A-N, B-A-N, you know what I'm trying to say. Some B-A-N type of stuff, okay? There's so many situations where he does things that just looks like or makes him look like he's a B-A-N ninja, okay? But my thing is he really so kind and nice? Because If he was really this kind and nice type of man, wouldn't he have apologized and admitted what he did humbly? Not apologize being funny or after the fact and trying to get out of the situation. There's a difference. There's a humble, you know what? I was shooting my gun. It accidentally hit her. I truly believe he would not have gotten 10 years if he would have admitted what he did in that courthouse. Because it was her foot. It wasn't her chest. It was nowhere where they would be like, oh, deadly intent or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? It was her foot. They probably would have took his license, gave him 5-6 years, and that's that. Iggy went ham on that letter, you know? She did what she was supposed to do. But she also admitted her being this Caucasian woman or whatever nationality she is. She looked white, so to me she white. Her being this white woman, she admitted to not believing that this black woman was hurt by this man. And I have an issue with that. Because, bitch, who the thing you think you is, okay? Who the fuck think you is, bitch, okay? Let me stop. No, but for real, I'm not even trying to turn it into a race thing. I just found that so, for her to say she does not believe that happened to him. There's a difference between, I said happened to him, I'm sorry, Meg, happened to her. There's a difference between saying you don't believe that, this happened to Megan Thee Stallion, and there's a difference between saying you don't believe it happened the way, they said it happened. Do I believe he intentionally wanted to hurt Megan Thee Stallion and harm her in that manner? No. Do I believe he was shooting that gun trying to be funny and intimidate her? Yes. Tory Lanez got the time that he deserved. Okay? And he deserved this time off the simple fact that his pride and ego is what landed him in this situation in the first place. What makes you think you could sleep with two best friends and then try to sleep with another woman in front of those two best friends, and you think that one of those females isn't going to feel some type of way? Like, you were really pushing your luck that night. We say this all the time. Be careful who you sleeping with. Be careful who man you sleeping with. Be careful who woman you sleeping with. We are lucky Megan Thee Stallion is still alive and breathing with us. Tory is lucky he only received 10 years. Because that could have accidentally ricocheted and hit her in the heart. And 10 years would have been nothing, boo. You would have been getting life. We have to be careful what we do and how we handle people and how we play with our own lives, because every move that we make in the life that we live in is a move that is going to determine where we end up and how we end up there. Tory Lanez is moving in a way that determined his fate. He is to blame for his fate. Megan Thee Stallion made moves that determined her fate. She ended up getting shot in the foot and became a laughing stock of the United States of America. We're not going to sit here and act like people wasn't laughing and people wasn't on her side and people didn't believe her. That happened. That is happening. We don't see a whole bunch of hashtags, with Megan's name on it. Like, we don't see a whole bunch of support for Megan. And she was a female who was shot by a man. And there's no uproar for her defense. She did what she was supposed to do, but I truly hope that she learned her lesson from this, because she was not innocent as well. Had she not been sleeping with her friend's man, this would not have happened at all. She would have had no reason to be jealous. Had she been able to control her liquor, this would not have happened at all. Had she loved herself better, this would not have happened at all. Because when you love yourself, no man would be able to make you feel that jealous spirit. This was an unfortunate situation, between Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez that the whole world had to sit back and watch play out. And I hope and pray that everybody in this situation learned a lesson from it and moves accordingly in the future. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.